everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I go by Rachel Ray on the internet, and today is another episode of Flosstube. So excited to be here and share this with you, and welcome to all of my new subscribers and to those of you who might just be checking me out for the first time. You're very, very welcome here. I am an American who lives in Ireland and I love crafting. On my channel, I do a lot of diamond painting, as you can see in the background. But this particular video is mostly about cross stitch and sometimes about knitting, but I don't have any knitting to show you today. I'm so sorry. But why don't we get into it? Because last weekend was a 24 hours of cross stitch weekend. And if you don't know what 24 hours of cross stitch is, it is the Quirks and Stitches, aka Jen Lee's baby. It's an event that's held quarterly, and for 24 hours straight or 24 hours over the weekend, the goal is to hit 24 hours of stitching. Now, my original plan was to do 24 hours straight, and I made a vlog about it, so if you want to check it out, I'll put it in the eye just up here so that you can see hour by hour or every 2 hours or so my progress on my projects. But if you don't have time for that, I totally understand. We will show you, it's just me, I will show you what I got up to. So I'm going to do my best to give you all of the information about the project that I'm talking about, but if I skip over a detail or if you're looking for the designer or any of that information, I have 2 Google documents down below that are always in the description of these videos. The first one is called Link Haven, and that's where you can find all of the links to accessories, shops, designers, and YouTubers that I mentioned. And then the second is my WIP list. So work in progress is what WIP stands for. It's not like because no. But WIP, work in progress list, that's linked down there, and it has all of the details of each project, like what fabric I'm using, what count it is, who dyed it, what flosses I might be using if it's not the called for. So just so you know, that's down below. Also, if you enjoy my videos, please, before you leave or click away, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you like what you see by the end of this video, consider subscribing, and it will notify you when I go and put up another video. So thank you in advance if you decide to do that. Let's get into it. First up, I have 2 finishes. 2! Who am I? I have 2 finishes to share with you from 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. The first is Wakanda Forever from Park Hopper Bart. Park Hopper Bart is on Gumtree, and you can decide how much you pay for the pattern. You can get it for free if you want to. I recommend to, throw them the same amount of money that you would pay for any digital pattern. But isn't it beautiful? This is a gift for a friend, and I had stitched this, it's finished now, on Mystic Fabrics Nothing. It's called Nothing, but this is the light one. This isn't the dark one I'm using for another project. 32 count linen. And I will share my color conversion because I color converted as well. Look at this. Now for this piece, I decided to use silks, and I'd gotten a box for Halloween in 2020 with Bee Stitch Me silk flosses. So the pattern called for DMC 3822, 333, 3865, 721, and 310, right? Well, I didn't use any of them. I used, like I said, Bee Stitch Me, Brandy's silks. I'm going to take this stuff out of the bag because I'm done now. Can you see? They're a little bit messy, but I have them on this ring. I like using the rings. The rings are nice. So everything except for this white is a brandy silk. This one is called Brew. This one is called, not the orange one. This is called Cauldron. It's very, very black, but it also has tones of purple. It's hard to see. I have Pumpkin and Witchy. I love this color. And then the white that I used is actually Snowflake by Weeks Dye Works, but this has blue and pink tones in it. So I didn't want the variegation. So I would like do the loop method and put two differently colored sides together so that it wasn't so obvious the color changing. Just because I wanted to use that up. I had that in my stash, so I wanted to use it up. I have that color conversion listed on the WIP list, so definitely check it out if you are interested in using the same colors yourself. This project is 110 by 144 stitches, and I believe that I worked on this project, that's the back. I worked on this project for about 7 days, 7 or 8 days to complete. And in fairness, some of those days I did not stitch very much. The one thing that I made a change to is the Black Panther faces. I'm going to try to show you this. I'm not sure how well you can see this. My camera doesn't like to share it, but this is three stitches. Each black stitch is three threads in tent stitch. So it's a little fuller. I wanted a full coverage, and even with, there's a little bit of something there. Even with the 3 threads in tent stitch, it's still a little bit, it looks a little threadbare, but I hope you can see that. There's a little bit of gray in there as well that's kind of showing through. That's not actually the fabric, but I like the effect. It was faster to stitch tent stitch, which just means half stitch, by the way. And you just go in the same direction. And so it made it a little bit faster to do the Black Panther heads there. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this project. I think that it's gorgeous. It's going to fit into an 8x10 frame, I believe. So perfect. And I love this fabric. Look at this fabric. I should not have started it dead center because now I've wasted all of that fabric. But you live and you learn, right? So Wakanda Forever by Park Hopper Bart. 2/2 on 32 count linen with silk and overdyes because my friend is special. Let me go ahead and mute. Okay. And now it's finished and I can put the threads away and I can use my bag for another project. Wakanda Forever. All right, I have another finish. So I also took out this project. I started with 2 of my friends, Jessie and Heike. They also have YouTube channels. They are Mislaid Pages and Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. And we decided together to do a stitch along or a sal with, I'm trying to take it out of the plastic so you'll see it better, with Fox Few by Plum Street Samplers. Isn't it adorable? I absolutely love this. Now Fox Few, I think the original, let's see. Where is it? Do I have it covered up? Fabric was Winter Brew on the model, and I went with the closest one I could find that was like it, which is Sand by Picture This Plus. There she is. Oh, I love it so much. I love how the colors pop on this fabric. It's absolutely wonderful. This is 32. Bear with. I'm gonna hold it here. Yes, this is also 32 count, which if you're using Ada, it's equivalent to a 16 count, basically. So 32 count linen called Sand by Picture This Plus. And I used all of the called for over-dyed flosses, the fancy flosses, as I call them, and except for one, because I could not find the one called Nature Trail. So for that one, which is the little mound of grass that's under the bottom fox, I used Moss Boss. It's a silk by Almond M&Ms. Now in this pattern, I did realize that the light blue flowers that are around the edges, they're not supposed to have dark blue centers, but it is charted that way. On the chart, or on the model stitch, they have white centers. But I didn't catch that until I'd already done quite a few of them, so I just kept it the way it is. It's fine. Flowers come in all shapes and sizes, right? So I thought about back stitching some of the flowers. I'm not going to bother. It's fine. It looks beautiful. I want to make this into a pillow. A little tiny pillow that I can put on the shelf. The minder, this needle minder, these are fantastic. By the way, if you haven't used needle minders before, do I have a needle? I do. I have lots of needle minders. And I always put one on a project because I do not want a needle to end up in my foot. So when I've finished stitching for the time being, boop, it goes right onto the needle minder. And then sometimes these needles end up in the project bag, but that's okay. Oh, I didn't talk about project bags. It's okay. We don't have to talk about them today. But yes, it is complete. If I had to estimate, this one probably took between 8 days and 12 days to complete in total. But I did finish it in a marathon style on Friday night into Saturday morning. And I absolutely adore it. I love how cute it is. The next plum street that I will be attacking is Sheep Heap, because I live right next to a sheep field and I love sheep. They are so cute. So let me just pause and I will be right back. Okay, before I go away, I wanted to show you the flosses. So this is my messy, chaotic flosses, but it's okay. These are going to go back into my collection to be used for future projects. And honestly, the fastest way for me to access, let's say that you want to use some fancy flosses. And they're highly variegated. My recommendation is to, let me show you. Is this a good color? Yeah, you can see this. This is Gentle Arts limited edition. It doesn't have a name, but you'll see there's a cut end and then there's a looped end. I just take my scissors, I go through the looped end and I snip. Then you can take the front knot there and grab one of these and pull, and it'll pull a perfect length that works very, very well for stitching, you know, an appropriate color. Now with this one is heavily variegated. This is almost like a pastel rainbow. This one, you may wish, if you are let's say you're doing certain motifs in certain colors, you may want to not snip like that, but instead take the whole thing off and, you know, line up the colors and then cut and put it back on the ring. But that's totally up to you and your style of stitching. I will not tell you what to do. That's what I have done. I have not done that with Moss Moss because it is a silk and it comes, these, look at this. These almond M&Ms silk, I have them in a silk bag because they come like this. This particular one is called Frosty Mauve. There you go. You can see better on my hair. And because it comes in this little nugget and not on a card, I've used a thread drop. They're very easy to make, but they're so short when they come unraveled. So I would have to sit down and like measure them out. And I was too lazy. I'm sorry. I was too lazy to do that. I just wanted to get straight to the stitching. So putting all my almond M&M silk in this bag, possibly future silks as well. But I am so thankful that this is complete. Fox View is complete and it is available if you would like to purchase. They have, you know, you can get the printed version, which I have and I have marked. So this is going to go into the bin. Maybe I'll keep the cover photo. But where was I going with that? But that's going in the bin. You can purchase one on Etsy from the designer themselves or from any local needlework shop. If you are in Europe like me, the closest shop that carries Plum Street samplers is in Italy, and it is called Casa Sanina, and that is listed in my link haven. All right, let's clean up, and we'll move on. The next project that I took out for 24 hours of cross stitch was on Saturday, and this has a huge pattern because it has lots of specialty stitches in it. Oh, there it is. I was just trying to find you the cover photo. This is the Twisted Rainbow Sampler, the specialty stitch edition. There's also a cross stitch edition if you don't want to do specialty stitches. I totally understand that. Each of the bands that's between the flowers and the butterflies is specialty stitches. On this particular one, it's by Northern Expressions Needlework. I have a 25 count. Is it 25 or 28? I don't remember. But I think it's 25, 28 count Zweigart fabric. And I'm using the Dinky Dyes silk pack that I purchased from Mislaid Pages. This is not all of the colors. These are all the colors that I have left. Oh, look how vibrant and beautiful they are. I'm so excited. We're going out of the yellows and into the greens next. I believe that this card says 28. I think it's 28. I started this on May 16th, 2020. And are you ready? This is where I am now. Wow, that makes me look very orange, but so pretty. Oh, let me move my minder. There we go. Get you up close. So this is the Twisted Rainbow Sampler, and as you can see, I'll have to stand up so I can see the screen. And hopefully it will focus correctly. I think you can see that there is variegation in the floss. But, oh, this lighting, it doesn't like this project at all. I'm so sorry. There is variegation in the flosses. This diagonal of the butterfly and this diagonal are different colors. very slight. They do make an ombre effect if you step back far enough, but it's not huge, if you know what I mean. But either way, I really, really like these silks. I love the way that it feels on Lugana. It's stunning. Fabulous stitching experience, I have to say. So I sat there for hours stitching on this, and I was Zooming with my friends and chit-chatting about life. But I didn't get very far because we were talking too much. So as you can see, I did lots and lots of progress on my other works in progress, but not on this one. I started right after the second band. So I am on Butterfly Band 2. I love it. I love it so much. I'd really like to finish this one this year. I'm going to put this in the living room. And in the morning, if I feel like stitching and it's a nice, bright, sunny day like today, then I'm going to sit there and stitch. I'm probably going to stitch on this later today because I need to take advantage of it. However, I do have plans, and I will talk about plans in a little while. But I adore this pattern. I am doing all the cross stitch using Pattern Keeper because you can get a Pattern Keeper version on Etsy from Northern Expression Needlework, but it does not show the specialty stitches. Just keep that in mind. All right, I'll put that over there. I'll show you the next whip. This one is a fan favorite, I think, because of the beautiful fabric that it's on. I'll just show you. This, don't look at that. We'll talk about that in a minute. This is the New Normal by Long Dog Samplers. This is on 28 count Lugana, opalescent Lugana. I don't know if you can see all the shiny here. That was dyed by Mislaid Pages. And like, this fabric is so gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's ice dyed. It's one of a kind. And I needed a one-of-a-kind chart to be on the one-of-a-kind fabric. And I think that this particular chart, the New Normal, it really sums up the way that I feel about our lives after the panini. So anyhow, I started at this line right here. I think I had a little bit there. I had stopped right here on the vine, and I had done that border. So I filled in all of these little spots that are on the unicorn. I filled in this side of the circle, and I started with, I came over here and I did the little duck. It's a seagull, sorry, the seagull. And then I brought down this vine. And I was bringing it down. When I got here, I realized that I had made a mistake in my border. My border was one stitch off. So I just kept going. I frogged what was here before and I restitched it. And I'm just going to leave the mistake. You can see that that's not perfect. That's not perfectly centered. It's supposed to be down one stitch. But you know what? It lives there now. It's fine. Mistakes happen. It's okay. The best thing for me is to learn from them and move on. I'd forgotten about the mistake when I went to go stitch last night, and I started down here. So I had to rip out my 68 stitches from last night. I'm gonna continue, doing the vines here, continuing the circle, but my goal is to finish this page. And then I'll put it away. The needle minder, I believe that was a gift, and it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I don't know what else to say. This is 310. This is just DMC 310. I'm using the cone that I purchased, the cone of doom, and it's stunning. I love the contrast. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure that I'll be doing long dogs monochromatically for the rest of my life. So that's the long dog, which, by the way, there is a long dog along. I know, it's fun to say. Long Dog Along is an event on Facebook where a bunch of people who love cross stitching have decided that they're going to use 2022 to work on their long dog whip. And I am joining them. We're posting progress pictures over there. So if you're looking for ideas and color combinations, definitely head on over and join the group. I have a link to the group down below, and I believe it's also in my link haven. Next up, I have one more whip to show you because I forgot to show you last week. I am doing the epic Generation 1 Pokemon cross-stitch chart by Lord Libidin. I actually work on this project on Thursdays, which is today. And I will be working on this on Twitch today, but it's probably too late because I have to render and upload this video. But going forward, Tuesdays and Thursdays, come check me out on Twitch. It's a live streaming service. This is where I am. I am stitching this online to raise money for Child's Play, which is an organization that helps kids' mental health by raising money to get video games installed into hospitals and care homes and things like that, to get their minds off of whatever illness, or maybe they're going through chemotherapy or something like that. And this charity helps with that. So any donations are greatly appreciated. I will have a link down below if you're interested, and I will shout you out on my Twitch channel for sure. I will be doing a big video at the end if we ever reach the goal. But now I have 2 completed Pokemon. This one is Zapdos, and this one is Flareon. Sorry, it escaped my brain. And next up, we're going to come over here and we're going to do the bird that's called Moltres. There's some kind of polygon one. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, I am doing this one Pokemon at a time instead of doing it one page at a time because I thought it would be fun to see the outlines of the characters. And this is stitched on 18 count Ada that I dyed myself. I purchased the Ada from Amazon, and it's a much bigger piece than I needed, but that's really good because now I have extra. I'm stitching this 1/1. And I'm using threads that I also found on Amazon to cut down the price because DMC in Ireland is very expensive. So this is 150 colors. That would have cost me a lot of money in DMC. And so far, I've only noticed that it's a little bit fuzzy if you're using long lengths of floss. So that's all right. I can cut these in half and I can use shorter lengths. That's no problem for me, but saving the money was very helpful. You do not have to kit up all at once, of course. You could just go page by page and save yourself a little bit of money, especially if you don't know if you're going to like the project. These, what would you call these? My brain wants to call them hold backers. These are magnetic clips. They hold my fabric away from my Q-snaps, which are what these are called. You can also get a different brand called R&R Reproductions from the UK, but I find that Q-snap holds tighter. And I like my fabric to be as tight as a drum when I stitch on it. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to go in a diagonal and then move the Q-snap over to the right side. The cute needle minder. This was a pin that I purchased from Etsy. It's a Pikachu. It's a Pikachu in a Japanese style, and this is from the Etsy shop Gwen Touch from France. It was originally a pin and I turned that into a needle minder. And here's the back of my project. In case you were wondering, yes, I am carrying some threads. Who's going to see the back? Nobody. All right. So, hashtag also, gotta catch 'em all Sal is something that I'm doing so that I can watch your progress on whatever Pokemon cross-stitch pattern that you're working on. I love watching other people's projects come to life. So please use the hashtag on Instagram and I will be able to see your progress as well. Even if you've already started it, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition. It's just a way for me to like see what you've been doing. So thank you for joining along with me if you decide to. Now let's talk about plans. Okay, so today is Thursday, the 27th. I probably should have said that at the beginning. Thursday, the 27th, and on next Tuesday, which is the day that before I normally film my Flosstube video, it is February 1st. My birthday month is coming. So, my birthday is on the 22nd. But for February, I decided with Heike, Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, we are going to do the Zen Moss Garden Chatelaine. I'm going to go ahead and put a picture up here so you can see. Hopefully you can still see me. It is stunning. The picture, the digital rendering of it is not as beautiful as the finished project, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Heike, is going to be doing the light version. Her fabric is a light color. I did the dark. I'm using this plastic tote bag because I need something hard wearing. You can purchase these on Amazon. That's the color list, what's left of it. I want to share with you what this, like the magnitude of this kit, because I kitted this up 2 weeks ago, I think. So last week. These are Gloriana and Dinky Dye pearls. These are Dinky Dyes and Wildflower and Water Lily. These are DMC, which if you see them on a bobbin, they came out of the stash. Thank you to those blessed people who gifted me their bobbin stashes. Your angels, Floss angels. Here's my fabric. Jobelin, 28 count. It's so big. It's that big. No. It's not that big. I'm pretty sure that this is much, much bigger, but honestly, like truthfully, it probably is a good portion of this fabric. I will be doing a center start, of course. I should not have opened that up, but I am doing this on black Jobelin. So I'm hoping that it will be a beautiful experience. So I'm gonna put that there. The Chatelaine starts on February 1st. It's gonna be not my birthday start, but like new month, new start. It was meant to be a new year, new start, but the fabric wasn't here yet. So now that it's here, we are going to start, and I am thrilled. I am so excited. I hope you are too, because I may be obsessively stitching on this for a little while, and the other plan is WhipGo. I am participating in an event called WhipGo. It is Jessie Marie does stuff here on YouTube. She has a Facebook group called WhipGo 2022. You basically make a bingo board. You decide, you pick what you put on the board. For me, oh, I'm going to have to stop this for a second. I decided to do prompts instead of choosing actual projects because I change my mind a lot, and in order for me to be motivated to do something, I need a modicum of control. Just a tiny bit. I can't let go of control to even something that I created myself. Brain. So let me show you what my updated 2022 WhipGo board looks like today. Okay, so exciting. I just checked the WhipGo group to see if the numbers have been called, and they were. So this month's numbers, February's numbers on the WhipGo board are 5 and 17. And as you know, I changed up my numbers so that I have a chance of maybe getting bingo early. I don't know. I just didn't want it to be the same. So here we go. Updated WhipGo. Ta-da! Wow. So my calls last month were nostalgic, which I went ahead and I used Stitch Sisterhood's pattern called Sisterhood. I felt that felt nostalgic because it like kind of feels like friendship, you know, and that just gives me all the good warm feelings, and I, you know, whatever. It is what I want it to be, right? You decide the rules. And then I also had Galaxy related. So if you see the green boxes there, I completed those goals. Galaxy related was the Galaxy Unicorn pattern, and I hit 500 stitches. All of my boxes say 500 stitches. I am not putting pressure on myself. All the pressure that I want is just to touch the project and possibly work on it for 2 or 3 days. That's all. So those boxes are green now. They're good. The pink boxes, or purple, or however you see them, 5 and 17. 5 is something that gives you life right now, and 17 is dark fabric. Well, I'm doing my chatelaine on dark fabric, and something that gives me life right now is probably my chatelaine. So I'm just going to use a chatelaine for both of them, unless I decide that I'm going to stitch on something else. But I am definitely going to be stitching on my chatelaine in the month of February. And also my Pokemon, of course. So let me go ahead and pop that away. So I'm super excited for December, Rachel, for February. So it is my birthday month, and I believe that I told y'all that this year my birthday is a palindrome. If you know anybody else that is a February 22nd baby, like my birthday is 22/02/2022. So it's the same backwards and forwards. It's on a Tuesday. And I kind of already had an inside joke with my friends that we're going to have Tutu Tuesday, and we're going to wear tutus for my birthday on Tutu Tuesday. I'm weird and goofy like that. So, yeah, anything crafty this coming month is going to be fantastic. So those are my plans. I'm going to work on my chatelaine starting next Tuesday. Now, before I leave you for today, I just wanted to go ahead and read you a poem. This is A Lick and a Promise by Imelda May. Yes, she wrote a book. Please check it out. A lot of you really like it when I read poems, and so I'm going to go ahead and read one to you. This one is called Don't Throw Away, I Love You. Don't throw away I love you as a flippant flick goodbye. Those words have worth beyond the stars, way past the farthest skies. Don't utter them without intent or feeling every time, for love's a sacred blessing of the highest of the high. I'll read one more because it's very short. This one's called Too Much Enough. To love someone is to accept all versions of them and feel loved enough to love them that much. Yep. So true. So check out this book. If you're in Ireland, it is at Eason's and any other bookstore, I'm pretty sure. If you're overseas, you might find this online, or you can ask your local bookstore to get it in for you so that you can get a copy of it yourself. I love poetry. Not writing it, but I do love reading poetry. So with that, I'm going to bid you farewell for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you had a good stitchy session or, you know, cleaning the house or whatever it is that you might do while you watch these videos. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're working on. I would love to know. And don't forget to use the hashtags if you would like to share your progress with me. I look forward to seeing your pictures. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!